Okay,
It's physically impossible.
just because the story that they told you of the medium that it's in might be a lie, doesn't mean the thing isn't actually up there.
Yeah, like, do you think that they have satellites up there?
Right. So again, the ether is replacing outer space with something else. It's an outer space replacement, just like electrostatics is a gravity replacement.
Yeah, let me ask this guy a couple questions. Yo, okay. So, is there any such thing as a true vacuum?
Not to my knowledge, there isn't. No, no. I mean, well, hold on. When you say a true vacuum, is it okay? Oh, I see what you guys are getting. Now you guys are trying to claim the spaces in between particles or whatever is supposedly a vacuum. Therefore, nothing can exist, so it has to have light inside it, and the light's ether.
Like you're spiraling, bro. So the answer is no. Okay, so if we have like a vacuum chamber, you agree we do still have some gas pressure in there?
Well, yeah, considering a perfect vacuum is impossible for a man to create. I mean, what's the Sandusky chamber get down to, supposedly?
Okay.
10 to the -7 or something to that effect, when they claim that the moon's in an area that's 10 to the -17.
Okay, so yes, there is still gas pressure. So do you believe in gas molecules?
The individual gas molecule? I mean, I guess I could say yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. I've never looked at it. Can you break it down to where you have one? Huh?
Or are you
9?
just denying molecules?
Oh, I thought you said there was 9 molecules, but I know gas is built up of several fast-moving pieces. Are you saying denying or the number 9?
Denying.
Oh, I'm denying gas molecules?
Wait, weren't you just denying molecules?
Do you believe in the gas molecules, brother? Do you believe?
This should be a
amen
pretty
if you believe in molecules.
Well, no. See, this is the thing. I've had this issue with QE in the past. Well, not really an issue, but I've heard some people say that particles exist. I've heard some say particles don't exist, and vice versa. I just don't understand. So the fact that nothing can exist, that means ether.
All right, I'm not trying to talk for 15 hours about a conversation that should take 5 seconds. Here's the point, dude, that there's no such thing as a true vacuum. We still have gas in there. So
right. I don't think I claimed a true vacuum.
I didn't say you did. So what's in between the gas particles or molecules?
Unicorn feathers.
Yeah. So you can't answer that question in good faith.
Well, no, but why couldn't it be?
Because
why couldn't it just be some kind of a magical stardust?
Because we can
we
observe
could just call it ether, though. You can observe, but you can observe the ether.
We can make measurements of the ether. Yeah.
You can make measurements of something that you can't interact with.
Yeah, there's something called the You're spiraling.
Okay. I'm not spiraling. I'm just.
Yeah, just relax, Vaxy. Vaxy, just relax. Go ahead with it.
There's something called the impedance of free space. Meaning, even if you have a vacuum chamber, there's still impedance in there. So that's the point that Riggs was trying to say to you. It's very simple. It's like, okay, what's in between the molecules? What's in between the gas molecules? And you're correct. Nothing cannot exist. So you can't just say nothing. You can't just say space. It's just the idea of nothing. So there has to be something there. Pretty simple stuff.
I don't know if I really subscribe to all of that, though. And just because, let's say that, for instance, okay, 100% correct. Why is it ether, and what is it?
Well, it's a background medium, man. I'm not trying to like have a big long conversation with you. I was trying to make the point that what you're doing and how you're acting, what you're saying is just inconsistent. And I was making the point that Riggs was making. Like that's how easy it is to win that debate, which is why FED has to censor it.
What are you talking about? Has to censor what? Witsit? Your ether arguments?
Yes.
Or stuff that you can't substantiate.
You see, like this is what you have. This is what you have. You have like tactics and scripts and stuff.
At home.
Wait,
That's
how
pretty
is saying
bad,
you
bro.
can't substantiate something in ad hom? Either you can or you can't, and if you can't, then how is it an ad hom?
Just a tactic to try to deflect away. Because the argument's very simple. It's like there's no such thing as a true vacuum. And so then let's make a vacuum chamber. There's still gas pressure in there. So then the question is, what's in between the gas molecules? And when I asked QE this, he said space. And I said, what is space? And he said length, width, height. So I said math. So there's math in between the gas molecules. And then he freaked out because you guys can't. I mean, what are you, like 7, 8 years in, repeating the same script? Can't answer like 3 consecutive questions.
I mean, if you believe in nothing, you could say, you know, you could just say space, nothing, space, and I guess you're good. But then you'd have to believe in that nothing, and you can have an area with nothing.
Yeah, that's illogical. I mean, to invoke the existence of nothing by definition is is wrong. Because if it existed, then it wouldn't be nothing, would it?
I mean, there is like a point that you can make. Like, if you visualize 2 balls in your head, right? Any, like, whatever, 2 particles, 2 balls, whatever you want to visualize, and you ask what's in between that, it's just a malformed question. No, I'm not.
In order for nothing to exist, it has to be
Why
something.
is that malformed? Why is it malformed if you have 2 balls?
Because the balls in your head.
Why is it malformed if you have 2 balls and you ask what's in between them?
Because they don't actually have spatial location.
Nothing has to
We're
be
not talking
something.
about anything in our head.
What?
We're talking about a physical chamber.
I understand. I'm not denying your argument overall. I do believe there is neither. I'm just saying in respect to that specific one point, to ask just because there is a manifestation, just like 2 balls in your head, manifestation, or in your.
They're not in our head.
I'm showing something in principle. It's not necessarily true that's always like like a question that has an answer. And ultimately, like, for example, in my worldview, everything in reality is within a mind. So at some ultimate level, there is no way to truly ask that question.
Dude, I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Dude, it's very simple. It's very simple.
Here's something that Jeremy doesn't understand. Maybe Witsit can explain it to him.
Well, I understand what Witsit's saying. I don't understand what that guy's saying.
Now, one sec. Let me finish my
Jeremy
point.
Real quick, I'll let you finish your point. I just want to say this. Jeremy thinks a wave is a thing. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just finish my point. Ontologically, which encompasses all of reality, right, including your mind. There are cases where it's.
Hold on, man. Vaxie, you're hot micing.
Am I? Sorry. My bad. Hold on.
I'm gonna make it very simple. So don't say you don't understand, right? Because I'm gonna make it super simple again. Ontologically, meaning which encompasses all of reality, everything in reality.
I'm good, bro.
Of which your mind is one part. In my mind, I can visualize 2 balls. And for me to ask a question of what's the size of these balls, what's between these balls, is a malformed question. So ontologically, meaning in all of existence, there are cases where that's not a valid question. That's all.
That's just not even. First of all, whenever somebody says the word ontologically, I'm probably not even going to finish listening to you. Second of all, it's not malformed to ask.
Problem,
if I put 2 balls down on a table, and then I have a box in between them, and I say what's in between the 2 balls, it's not a malformed question. Somebody could just be like, "Oh, there's a box. There's a box in between them. Look, we can see it."
You're misrepresenting my point. You didn't understand. It's a you problem if you don't understand the word ontologically. Maybe you should do more reading.
You're just not making sense.
No, you don't.
Maybe we should move on.
You don't understand basic fucking philosophical terms. What the hell?
This ain't a philosophical
we should just
thing.
move
This is
on.
a physical thing. This ain't a philosophical thing. You want to take everything and everyone
Bro, you can't even define physical.
to the black hole of philosophy.
Dude, define physical. Go ahead and define.
You want to take everyone to the black hole of philosophy, maybe get, that doesn't ever go anywhere. It's just a dead end of boring nothingness. And we're talking about things that are happening in physical reality.
All of knowledge.
Well,
philosophy.
To be fair, he has a point.
Just throw these words out willy-nilly. You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
He can't.
I got a question for Daddy Slow if you want to change subjects.
I want Jeremy to answer Witsit on why a wave is a thing. Hold on, Babooner. Hold on, bro.
I want to ask you though, Daddy Slow, is a chair something that wood does?
is a chair something that wood does? Not naturally. It can be configured to be a chair, but wood is wood, and a chair is a design at which you configure the wood into a chair. Yes.
Yeah, Dice, he can't just like freaking breeze past my point and just act like it made no sense. Okay, I mean that's just
No,
like
I agree.
it's
I
not
agree,
good.
but
It's about
he doesn't
Wave
want to.
not
He
being
doesn't
a
want to
thing,
entertain it.
personally.
Yeah, so that's
All
okay.
right.
That's fine. He doesn't need to entertain it, but then he doesn't need to just be like, okay, we changed the entire conversation. Then
No, I agree.
that's fine.
I didn't say
I
change the
agree.
combo. I didn't say change the combo. Dice loaded. Why are you agreeing with the shit he said I did that you did? You need help, bro. You need help.
I think someone should record the tape. I think someone should record the tape. You literally implied that. Don't be a glober now. You implied like,
Jeremy,
oh, you want to take it to the black hole of philosophy.
balls,
That's what you said, bro.
Yeah, because we're talking about physics. You're trying to change the topic.
Dude,
we're not changing the topic to your black hole.
It
black
wasn't
hole
just
nothingness.
about physics.
You can't let me finish a sentence ever right now.
Okay, it wasn't just.
Bro,
Well, guys, is a wave a thing or is a wave not a thing?
That's the question, bro. That's the question that Jeremy needs to answer.
Because I'm pretty sure I've heard Witsit say the wave is the medium, and it fits. And if the wave is a medium, wouldn't that make the wave a thing?
No,
Oh,
the medium moves in a wave-like pattern, but a wave is what something does, not what something is. So I just, you have to understand that.
Yeah, but a medium is what is, though. Like a medium's a thing, isn't it?
A medium is a thing.
But so when you guys say the wave is the medium, then how is it something that's supposed to be a thing but not a thing at the same time?
Did you not listen?
Because
He just explained it.
if you understand what a thing is, if you understand what a thing is in the context of a noun, an action of the thing isn't the thing itself. It's what the thing is doing. So if we're going to identify what something's doing as a thing, we're not really being correct, are we?
Can I just again defend myself one more time? I didn't bring this to the black box of philosophy. The first time the question was asked by Riggs, what exists between those two smallest things, whether they're particles or molecules or whatever, that was a philosophy question, wasn't a physics question.
No, asking what's in between two physical things in physical reality is a physical question, not a black hole philosophy.
We're talking about the conceptual smallest thing, which none of us can directly observe.
No, we're just talking about physics, physical reality, not black holes of philosophy.
Again, now you interrupted me, so being a bit of a hypocrite.
I don't care.
Okay, you don't care.
You've been interrupting me all day, and I wasn't done talking. I didn't interrupt you.
Dude, I was speaking now when you interrupted me. Fair enough, I did interrupt you. I interrupted you before. I apologize for that. I won't interrupt you.
Everybody settle down.
Yeah.
Who's going? Whose turn is it, Jeremy?
Can we get back to the thing we were talking about, and instead of this derailment of
oh my god, again the
nothing?
Dude, you
want to talk about two balls teabagging you, or you want to talk about waves?
I want to just go back to the thing we were on before this derailment, this huge derailment, please.
Yeah, we were talking about the ISS, where it was at, and if it was possible to be there until somebody brought up Aether, and this happened.
And it's not possible
it could be,
for the ISS to exist.
I think it's possible it could be up there in a superfluid, and the sun and the moon are spinning that superfluid.
Okay, can you show me the superfluid and prove that the superfluid's up there, or is this just an assumption?
Yeah, because helium rises here on Earth, and then it changes. It starts to phase change to a superfluid at like negative 455 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's the temperature that was recorded by the Go Fast rocket at its peak.
I've heard that several times. Can somebody send me where the Go Fast rocket recorded absolute zero at 70 miles?
Negative 455 degrees Fahrenheit, sir. And
isn't that absolute zero?
That doesn't know how to read, sir.
Is that not absolute zero?
Flat earther who's just reading script.
So negative 470 degrees is absolute zero, right?
Can we clarify that Go Fast rocket? It's not like people say it hit something or a firmament, or isn't that the anti-spin stabilization thing? Like, are we still not past that yet?
That's what they called it, the yo-yo destabilizer, which I'm not saying anything what it hit or any of that. I'm just stating the recorded temperature at the peak of where it reached. That's all.
Which was what? Just for clarification, what was the temperature?
Somewhere around negative
459.67. Yeah, negative 460 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
Why did you need to say the temperature Why did you need to say the temperature while he was saying the temperature?
Hey, how'd you get behind there? Hold on. Sorry, there's.
Yeah, you gotta quit interrupting, dude. Please, man. You got good points, but like control yourself a bit, bro. Like I'm really on your side on this one, but you're making it hard. So the area where they claim it's at, that's my dispute, right? Where they claim it's at, that is physically impossible, guys. That's what we should be concentrating on when I think when we talk about this ISS thing, is the area.
Absolutely, but why is it physically impossible? It violates what?
It violates everything we know about physics. You can't have a vacuumous area. We all know vacuum is impossible, right? But you can't have a vacuumous area, right? And you have a ball of gas and water in it. That's physically impossible. Can't happen. This cannot happen in reality. So we have two options. Either God made something impossible possible, which of course he could have, or they're lying to us. One of those two things.
Sounds riveting. Maybe we should get back to the ether. I don't know.
Well, think about it. That is the ultimate question, right? How can something be somewhere that's physically impossible? Either the creator made it that way, which is fine with me, right? Or they're lying to us. One of those two things is true. Can't be anything else.
Hold on. You're talking about does outer space exist, or can we get there? Like, what's the crux of the question?
The vacuum of outer space violates the second law of thermodynamics.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah. The medium that they say we're in, that they say they're in, it's impossible. It cannot happen.
You're saying that we can't have atoms stretched apart roughly 17 miles and still exist within that environment?
Yeah. How could that happen? How could that environment be? That environment cannot be, bro. That's the crux of that's where this thing dies, right?
I want to clarify because I'm the one that brought this up, that this possibility. I'm not saying they're in a medium that can't exist due to natural law. I'm saying there could be humans that far up, under other circumstances.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
What did he say? Somebody hot mic. You said there can't be humans that high up.
No, I
said there could be humans that high.
Let Rakia repeat it.
Yeah, under a medium that's not breaking any natural law. And I still don't really believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a possibility.
I don't know. I've looked at the ISS with my telescope. I wasn't too impressed. I didn't think it was an object in a sky vacuum either.
Yeah, it's like saying you saw an elephant while you were scuba diving. Like swim beside you while you were 50 feet under the water. It's basically saying that.
That's pretty good.
That was a hippopotamus.
Yeah, what are you guys even really talking about? I just got here and I can't even parse out one way or another what you guys
are talking about. If you and I could go up
one at a time.
Yeah, they're talking about things existing in the 10 to the negative 17 Tor environment, like basically,
Without the jargon.
What do you mean without the jargon?
Just say what you're about to say.
It's like an infinite hippopotamus.
An infinite hippopotamus? Okay, just say what you're going to say.
Bro. You got an environment, dude, right? Where seems to be inhospitable to the point where things can't exist within it due to the fact that there's no atmospheric pressure.
Yeah, and you're talking about the word like about space or whatever, right?
Well, outer space, yeah. You guys have a different.
Okay,
you guys have different spaces.
Got it.
Question: Would there be water out there?
Yo, brother, this all started because of the video you posted to me. So shout out, Elbow.
What kind of water, Ella? Like the kind we find on Earth?
I think it'd be fluid.
She wasn't specific, but she said there's water outside once you look out the window.
And what else did she say?
You believe that
Closed system, right, Elbow?
Yeah.
Closed.
Is there
I believe that helium can be changed into the.
There's no 1v1 server VC in this Earth Awakenings?
We can do a little 1v1.
You want to have a 1v1 with someone?
I don't necessarily want to have a long drawn out 1v1, but I do just maybe somebody else can kind of bat the ball around for this notion. Like, what is? So I heard that it's unknown.
Hold on, man. What do you want to have a 1v1 about?
Just so I can kind of have a dialogue with someone. I don't want to have a debate with someone, but just an open dialogue with 1v1.
Talk about like soy
about what?
Yeah, soy milk actually.
About what? So I know
not like the ice wall or rotating suns or.
So tell me what you don't want to talk about. Tell me what you do want to have the debate about.
I just did. Okay. Not a debate, but an open conversation, one-on-one, because there's 30 people.
I missed it. I missed it. What was it about?
Oh, like the ice wall or the.
It's about having a one-on-one.
Guys, come on, dude.
We're right in the middle of something right here. So if you want to change the topic, we'll pick that up later.
I have a question.
Hold on, man.
Someone trying to talk with them.
We're right in the middle of something right here. We'll bring up more. It'll be open later where we can open it up and people can be like, oh, how about the ice wall or how about this or that, right? But are we in the middle of something or no?
Yes, we're definitely in the middle of something. Yes, definitely.
Okay, my bad.
I'll do a 1v1. Do you have nothing else to do? They can talk about Aether and whatnot. I don't care.
Yeah, you guys can drop down into live stream too if you want and have a back and forth.
Yeah, I'll have an open conversation. I'm not even looking to debate. I'm just trying to talk to someone about the theory.
Look, buddy, we're talking about the ISS being in a medium, which is physically impossible. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about an ISS member says when she looks out the window, she sees water, and that we're in an enclosed system. That's what we're talking about, brother.
I don't know. Some flat earthers here said, well, what if you have two atoms that are 17 miles apart, and why can't that exist? So it seems like some of you flat earthers believe that this area is real. So that's
I was being funny.
I can't. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure. Okay, never mind. If you're being funny, then.
Not cool. You can't tell he was being funny because he's not funny. I know. Stop.
Which is hilarious. Which is hilarious.
That's what they claim, though, right?
Which is funny.
And that's funny too. So yeah, it's all funny.
Well, it's kind of funny because I took you for being serious. So actually, if you were trying to be funny, you did a good job. You should try to
the boy that cried wolf.
The boy that cried Aether. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good one, actually. The boy that cried Aether. I like that.
You know, Aether, see?
No, I'm not
into
it.
Loves Aether.
Oh,
he's into it.
Awesome. Okay. Aether's so
He's in it. He's got
in it
counter
right
space
now.
bumper sticker. Yeah, he's in Aether right now.
On that one for it.
What is Aether? You don't even tell me what Aether is.
Bro, go to your kitchen. You'll find counter space. Okay.
Yes, I have a spirit level sitting on my counter space right now. Thanks, Zanuck.
What a good devolve.
So Ether, also known as Ethereum, is at 29999. You can buy it at Coinbase.
Yeah, you guys got the jokes.
Is
it material? I don't think so.
They've been pushing the water theory out in outer space for about 2 years now. So you can find article after article about the moon, Mars having water, but pockets of space being huge oceans. Like I don't know if they meant that to be water, but it sure seemed like they were pushing that. But I believe it's a fluid. I've always been a proponent of superfluid even before I became a flat earther. It makes sense. That's where the helium goes. Things get processed and used up. Turns into a superfluid. That's a frictionless environment. That's what we would need. Also, it can become at a different stage or phase. Can become a super solid, which may or may not be the container.
See, as crazy as that sounds, that is a doable physical thing, right? What Rakia just said is a doable physical thing. As opposed to a nonsense of a vacuum, which is not doable and not physical. Not in the physics we know anyways.
Yeah, it's supernatural things seem to be brought up more so by the globe theory than it does like a creation theory. Like it's very physical, it's very governed by natural laws. Having nothingness and a true vacuum just doesn't exist. That'd be supernatural almost.
I was trying to get it when you were saying water and space, but they also have clouds, man. They call it nebulae instead of like it's almost like the nebulous compass, but yes, without the
Yeah, think about it, man. Think about it. If you're the military, right? If you're the military, the number one objective, is to have the high ground, right? You hear about all the leaders talk about it. You have air superiority, you have the high ground, you see what's going on, right? So obviously they would want to get up high enough. That's objective number one.
You go ahead, Star Wars.
Yeah.
You want to get super high, I got you, bro.
No, the moon, ISS, it's all the high ground. You want to get
Yeah.
How far can you get up in space?
Oh, boy. Can I ask for a citation real quick that I've heard claimed in here several times? I feel like it's the same guy. Who keeps claiming that the Go Fast rocket recorded the temperature of absolute zero? Because I'd really like to see something substantial backing that claim.
That's the first time I heard of that myself, to be honest with you, today.
To my understanding, humans can't even replicate that.
Yeah, I got you, brother. I'll get the citation. I'm driving. I'm about to go get bait at the beach and go fishing and stuff, but I'll get it to you later today.
He's never going to get it for you because it's not possible.
Whenever you get it,
possible to get to absolute zero.
Whenever you get
However,
it,
there was a guy in
class.
Hold on, man. Yeah, we gotta go one at a time, guys. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee yet. I don't know.
Yeah,
There was a guy in here yesterday.
There
was a guy in here yesterday that was talking about water melts at 0 degrees Celsius and it also freezes. Like if you Google, it's not even the guy. I can't even blame the guy. It's Google. If you Google when does water melt, I guess it'll say 0 degrees. And then if you Google when it freezes, it'll say 0. So you have simultaneous melting and freezing at the same time. Crazy.
Yeah, Google says a lot of incorrect things. Google tells you that Neil Armstrong was walking around on the moon with a golf club.
Right. I heard it depends on the observer, on what state it's gonna be in.
No, it has to do with reference rate.
How does that make sense? Parse that out.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. I didn't say absolute zero. I said a few degrees below absolute zero.
That's even colder, bro. That's even colder.
That's the point in absolute.
Tora, that's even colder than absolute zero. Hold on,
I'm
guys.
sorry, a few
Guys, hold
degrees
on.
above. Sorry, dude.
Holy
a few
shit,
degrees
bro.
above absolute zero.
Jeremy,
You guys are
let me
all
cut you off
jacked up
first.
on fucking candy canes and popcorn, and I don't know, man.
Hold up,
Yeah, what's
ayahuasca.
up?
But no, Tora made the claim that there was negative 455, which is like the superfluid temperature for helium. I think that's what he made.
Hey,
Snacks.
but
people how to listen
y'all
with
need
both
to
ears.
realize that the temperature is not the only factor here. You can lower and raise the temperature and put it under different pressures, and it would become in the same phase. So it doesn't have to be that temperature to become a superfluid, and then at different pressures and temperature, it becomes a super solid.
Well, that's the point, because you can freeze water without it. You can have it at below freezing without it being frozen.
Depends on what kind of water. We went
100%.
over that last night too. They sell like Aquafina or something, and it won't freeze.
Yeah, if it's distilled water, you can get it down to below freezing, and nothing will change unless you put a contaminant in it or if you jolt it sufficiently.
Well, I think he backed up his claim is what it is, because there's not a way we can determine. We can never get to absolute zero, right? Absolute zero in freezing. We haven't done that yet. That would be a breakthrough in science.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that humans literally can't replicate. So I don't get how a rocket was able to go into this location. It doesn't.
Because you're missing out.
It's what's funny.
Yeah, I'm
He
listening with
never
both
said
ears.
that. Jesus, bro. Y'all are the ones that brought it up. Now y'all are saying it's weird that
No,
humans
somebody
can't do
claimed
it.
that
And
the
y'all
go fast rocket recorded absolute zero. That's
the
a claim that I
Glover
didn't
shit.
make.
Guys, we got to
He
go
did
one at a
not
time.
do that.
Hold on,
Okay,
guys.
thank you,
Hold on,
John.
everyone, stop, please. Yo, when I jump in, just everyone stop talking, and then it's gonna make it much easier. Otherwise, I got to scroll through the phone, mute people. You guys are gonna get mad and leave because you got muted. I'll just go one at a time, man. Yo, it was nice to see when Kai was in here. Bring Kai back.
I think they're all happy. There's a holiday coming or something.
Right, Kai. I woke up to the soothing sound of Kai's voice. It was nice and peaceful. You guys were kicking it. It was lovely.
Well, and then it even hurt somebody's feelings and it all collapsed.
Well,
You know what changed, right?
hurt my feelings. I haven't even been told what the ether is yet.
Yeah, that guy joined right there. That guy with that attitude joined. And then Sky left,
pretty
and
much
now
what
the
happened.
conversation has been shit since then.
Yeah,
Can you
Vax,
imagine
I
something?
don't think you're ready to know what the ether is yet, Vax. I think you still
Oh,
have
it's
some maturing to do.
Hey, Dyslo,
Jeremy, I
something that doesn't exist.
I'm not ready to know. Am I not ready to know, or are you guys not ready to just tell me what it is?
No,
I don't
I'm ready
think you're
for us
ready
to
to.
all go one at a time, please.
You're here one at a time.
Hey, Jeremy, I'm going to tell Witsit about your obsession with Kai's voice.
Well, no, I'm just saying. No, I'm not obsessed with her voice. I woke up. It was nice. It was nice and calm and peaceful. Everything was mad chill, and then it just went sideways on us. Bro. It's crazy now.
As soon as the word ether was mentioned, all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Yo, I never said absolute zero. Just so you guys know, I didn't say absolute zero. I did.
Yeah, you said a few degrees under. That's even colder.
Well,
I meant a few degrees above it. Dude.
Yeah, he backed off his claim to something
But
realistic.
the thing had to do with superfluid and helium. So that is the temperature that he claimed that the Go Fast rocket got to, which is negative 455 Fahrenheit or something like that, right? That was the
I
way
never heard that either.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. I
never heard the super.
I'm correct because I have autistic memory. That's what happened. There you go.
And
I think it's just because I think it's just because both of your ears are functioning.
That's funny because my brain's just going.
What the?
Thor, I'm looking for the data. Do you recall where you heard that data point?
Where'd you hear the word data point at?
Isn't it just on the
Who told you to say data point? I'm just curious.
Go Fast rocket recorded negative 455 temp in the upper atmosphere. I remember the convo and all that. But I'm looking for the data right now, and I'm just trying to find possibly where that data point was recorded.
Yo, where'd you hear the words data point at? And who told you to say that?
I'm saying data point, Jeremy. Damn it,
I know, but you don't get it though. Everyone's using those two words together now. I've never heard those two words get put together in the whole 7-8 years I've been here, and all of a sudden in the past couple months, I've heard the words data point about 100 times.
Do you not know
I don't understand how.
It's English, bro.
I don't understand how if the go fast is in a superfluid at that temperature, how it would stop so quickly. That's not what a superfluid would be about. Even with the the functioning thing that they put out with the brakes or whatever, that wouldn't work in a superfluid. So what doesn't make sense?
the idea is that helium reaches a point of superfluid when it's that low, which does make sense because helium, it has such a high gas, or it's the lightest gas there is, and to be able to slow the molecule down, that's how you would produce a fluid out of a molecule like that. And to slow helium down, you would have to temperature like that.
What is the temperature that comes back from the cosmic radiation background, bro?
There's definitely more.
Oh, I know. It's
2.73 Kelvin, right?
Yeah, 2.73.
What temperature do you need for a superfluid, brother? Vax.
Remember that number.
What temperature do you need? What Kelvin? Do you know what you're talking about, or are you just throwing out wild accusations? What temperature? Stop
What
Googling
wild
it.
accusation did I throw
Stop
out?
Googling it. What's the temperature?
I didn't Google it. I haven't talked about 5 minutes.
Stop Googling it. You're coming out here.
What are you talking about?
You're causing all kinds of ruckus. You don't even know what you're talking about. What's the Kelvin?
What did the code red?
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said the Go Fast rocket recorded absolute zero, and I was asking if that could be substantiated.
Well, okay, who said it?
Was it Maybe? So no one else heard somebody. Nobody else heard somebody claim that the Go Fast rocket
feel the
recorded
emotion.
temperature absolute zero.
It's
I'm just going to tempt mute people. You're just going to get temp muted. If that happens again, I got to tempt you. Let's finish it show all morning, please, guys.
Real quick, I'm curious. What outlandish claim did I make? Somebody said that the Go Fast rocket reached absolute zero.
Did you Google it?
If the Go Fast rocket reached absolute zero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I Googled it like 10 minutes ago.
Tor has been saying that the last week, Riggs.
I heard this like yesterday.
Okay, and is it true? Did you check?
I didn't say anything that said it did. That's why I was asking if it could be substantiated for me. Jeez, do you have it?
No. What I would like to hear. What I would like to hear is less bombastic behavior and attitude from you.
I've been pretty quiet for the last few
If you're
minutes.
asking a question, stop whining. Do you
I
want
asked a question like 15 minutes ago.
Stop whining.
What's going on in here? I have no idea.
Rosanna guy, y'all need to be careful.
Let's just cool the temperature of the room, guys.
Let's all become super fluid.
Super troll today, boy.
We'll merge at a point if we're super at a data point.
Yeah, the data point. Yeah, but someone addressed what I said about the rocket going into a superfluid at that temperature. It wouldn't slow down or automatically stop. Like people say that it did something. That wouldn't be a superfluid. No, superfluid is frictionless, brother. So if something went into it, it would keep going. It wouldn't stop. It would do the opposite.
Well, you're assuming. You're assuming
I just want to be frictionless as well.
So Raquel, you're assuming the relationship. So there could be an electromagnetic reason that it found its stopping point, like a Lenz's law or something like that. So just because it is a superfluid doesn't mean there isn't some other adjacent property that's allowing that phenomenon to happen.
Riggs, can you show me where absolute zero has even been recorded by anybody ever?
It's in your Google history, unless you're wasting my time.
What are you talking about? Because I just Googled it and said it's never even been reached before.
And?
So are you claiming?
I'm not claiming that. I'm not claiming it happened.
You claim it's 0.3.
You know, we're subject to the limits of our instruments. You know, if there was such a thing as zero, it's probably true that an instrument couldn't read it, or there was an error before it read it.
Okay.
Why?
So the Go Fast rocket did not record absolute zero.
Did you not hear what I said? And you're going to talk, just keep talking.
Because absolute zero would mean literally no activity at the small scale, which means it couldn't read anything.
Right. We can read when there's nothing happening. No, like that's not no. It's different though. Zero Kelvin means nothing. Yeah. And you can have a lumen detector and read nothing on it because there's no light.
Well, how do you calibrate your lumen? It's all about the standard. It's the standard you're operating in. So like -32 Fahrenheit still allows room for activity. Right? 0 Kelvin means fucking nothing.
Well, Jeremy said there's no light with the lumen reader, but I thought the ether was light. I thought we were all engulfed in it. So now,
don't go somewhere else.
Visible light. Yeah, it's not important. I just don't believe you when if there was a zero reading, if something wasn't happening, and we can measure.
You know what else has zero reading, though, Jeremy? Something that's broken or has reached its limit of readability. Like the instruments have limits.
They've never recorded absolute zero. Absolute zero is just exactly what you're saying. It's the lack of vibration on the molecule. And so we've never recorded a molecule cease to vibrate. It always has some small amount of vibration. And the lower the temps, it's the lower the cycle of that vibration. And we've never recorded it no vibration.
I've never just recorded a molecule in general.
You for real?
Oh, I'm being a little bit trolly, but at the same time, I mean, to my knowledge, can you physically look at one single molecule on its own? Is that possible? I'm genuinely asking. You guys may say, oh yeah, sure, here it is right here.
No, it was the tone. No, it was the tone you asked and the accusatory nature of you playing ring around the rosy with the room trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, just kind of like you said, I made an outlandish claim about absolute zero not existing, but then you said that it's never been recorded before.
No, what I said was you didn't do any research before you came in acting rambunctious with people.
About absolute zero?
Sure. About the zero, about knowing who said it, about the claim, anything about it. I asked you when superfluids form. You didn't even know that. So you don't even know what you're talking about, I guess.
Yeah, when do superfluids form?
4.7 or 4.2 Kelvin.
Riggs, in what medium do superfluids reside?
It's not in the medium. It's what temperature do they form?
No, I'm just having fun. How do they flow?
I don't know how they flow, but they flow upwards on a container. They float. They literally climb the walls of a container and pull at the top.
Like water flowing up next time Zanet comes in. That's water flowing up next time Zanet comes in, and he's talking that water's flowing up the St. Lawrence Seaway. That's nothing compared to what a superfluid is doing.
Super river. It also leaks through the beakers because it's so small.
Right. Yeah. It has
years ago, they actually reached a test where they did cause absolute stillness. They were able to hit an artificial lab temp of negative 459 Fahrenheit, 338 trillionths of a degree above absolute zero.
Oh, so not absolute zero.
They almost found the limit. They almost
comes down to the instruments. Yeah.
Why are you still in my line? Hey, Riggs, by what mechanism is light perceivable through any medium?
Having emanation on a surface or some kind of solid matter.
Right, let me reset.
Oh, that's visible light. We can't detect non-visible light.
Well, I'm assuming he meant light as in like visible light. Unless he's talking about radio, then you would say radio.
Well, I have a question, a serious question, Riggs. In a vacuum. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rocky. You're right in the middle. This guy, just go ahead, Rocky.
I didn't know if it was my mic. In a vacuum in a lab, why do we still have light in the vacuum? Like if we take the medium out.
If there's nothing there, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're saying we're taking almost everything out. Why do we still have light inside?
Well, something's vibrating then. Something is allowing the passage of that vibration.
And what would you call that?
The thing that fills the empty space, I would consider, or what people call ether.
And that can't be vacuumed out.
Well, when you create a vacuum, it fills the space. So there's actually no such thing as a true vacuum. And that's the reason why.
Exactly. The ether fills the void, is how I say it, right? Like, even if you don't believe in ether, whatever the medium is that light is being excited in and lighting up, it's illuminating, that is filling the void of that vacuum. Is that a good way to say it, or do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's Occam's razor, right?
Yeah, that was easy.
It's really not hard to figure out, guys. Like there's just a medium that is thinner than air, and it finds atoms porous, so it leaches between them.
I don't think it connects to anything. I think it's independent of everything else. Everything else is in it. So when you vacuum that atmosphere out of it, whatever the medium is, I call it ether just for triggering people.
Well,
then you're left with ether.
Think about the continuity, right? If you get a jet of water and you spray it into a solid pane of glass, it's going to stop, right? If you spray it through a mesh of metal, it's going to continue. Obviously, it's going to get deformed to a degree, but it's going to continue. There's a continuity of the medium that the jet of water is flying through before the mesh and after the mesh. So you can make the same comparison between light and, say, glass or light and anything that light is permeable through, that you can see it through from the other side. There has to be a continuity there of the medium that it started off with in the first place, and that goes back to what you were saying about the vacuum. Simple.
Can I ask a question? I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a smartass or a jerk or anything. Can I get like a simple, like just a couple sentences on what exactly ether is supposed to be?
Yeah, exactly what we were just talking about the last 5 minutes. Whatever the medium is, that everything else is in. Like the medium of air is in ether. Does that make sense? What it is, how it is, what it's made of, I don't think anyone knows or can know. It might not be knowable. That's why there's light in your vacuum.
It just to me this gives me gravity vibes.
No, in your world, if you're a baller, that would be quantum foam vibes.
Yeah, or something similar. I don't even think they explain quantum foam like that, but it's something similar to that. Like the thing you can't, or dark matter, like you can't touch it, feel it, measure it, whatever, but you know it must be there. That's kind of what we're talking about here. The medium that must be there.
I'd be careful with that because the thing is, dark matter was literally just made up on the spot to explain something. And
I agree. I agree.
It
sounds ridiculous. Yeah, it sounds ridiculous.
See,
what makes y'all sound so ridiculous. So we are careful with it, but something has to be there for the light to be there, right? Or light is the medium. That sounds even worse.
Well, Vax, do you believe in things that are invisible?
Like what?
I don't know.
believe in mad shit that's invisible.
I mean, like gas is invisible.
Just asking.
Yeah. Like Jesus Christ.
So do you think invisible things can be, true?
Yeah, like air, gas, the stuff we breathe every day. Yeah.
Well, what about a radio transmission? What about electricity? Electricity is invisible, right? Magnetism's invisible. So, like, there's clearly something happening here, and we haven't been clever enough to unify what these phenomena are. And so we have all these different subject matters that, they've been segmented and occulted from us. What we're trying to do is unify them. So when you actually include...
what it is dielectric permittivity. So you have magnetic permeability and dielectric permittivity. And everything in nature is magnetoreactive. So when you understand what magnetism is, then you can start seeing the connection between all phenomena and what the ether is being postulated to be at that point.
So when these guys say that space-time's bending causing the Cavendish balls to get closer together and space-time's bending causing things to fall, you just say boom, no, it's the ether.
Or you can just say gravity's not a force.
Yeah, I'm asking you. It's the ether, right?
You're the reason why things fall? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Or Cavendish
not all
balls,
things
whatever.
fall. Not all things fall, Jeremy.
Just relax, bro. I know, we know.
I don't know if you guys do, though. That's the thing.
We know some things go up, bro. But would you just replace it with just say like ether's doing it, or?
Well, like I've said before, it's gravity is actually dielectric neutral mass acceleration.
And that's ether.
That's a
part of ether, like part of it.
Yeah, that's one modality of ether, having this three-dimensional vector of masses attracting at a null pressure point between two objects.
Right, except masses don't attract each other.
Yeah, you're right. They don't attract to each other at all. They attract to the lowest null pressure point between the two.
You can definitely get masses to attract each other. No, 100%.
Like what? I'll never see my hamster orbit around my dog.
That's why I said some. You can get some masses to attract each other. You can get some masses to repel each other. They could do that too.
Is that the masses themselves or the magnetic properties of masses? Right. Like when you take a magnet and put them around, you can push the magnet away from the other magnet, or you can turn them around and the magnets will stick to each other. That's not the masses themselves. Isn't that just the magnetic field that's being generated by the magnets?
It's the metal, right? Your magnet's metal.
Where do your magnets? Where do they keep the batteries?
I've been arguing against Anik for about 4 years now that magnets have energy, so I don't know.
I don't know much about
well,
magnets.
That depends on how you define energy, right? Because when you say that to Zanuck, he's looking for a voltage read off a meter, and you know what I'm saying. So he's looking at it from more of like a kinetic perspective rather than the potential side of energy.
We're stuck in a convention.
It's like magnets are like rubber bands, bro. You put energy into a rubber band. Now that you stretch it apart, it's got energy in it. We do the same thing.
Energy into the magnet.
We do this. That's how you make a magnet. You got to put energy into it. You can't just. Well, I mean, there's magnetite.
Yeah.
When we
you can't just dig a deep hole and find a magnet.
Yeah, you can magnetite, but we can also make a magnet out of just some bullshit metal, and we got to put energy into it.
Jeremy, I'm really sorry.